So we dug all this out this morning, got it nice and clear and passable. Good gracious. Only had one car get stuck. That's a lot of snow you're trying to get through. And then we went to town and the wind kept blowing. When we left, I just parked the loader up at the end of the closest cleared away section because I was worried we might need it to get home, and sure enough, we did. We came home to an absolute mess. I plowed until we were able to get past the ditch, and from there we ended up going up through the grass next to the road to actually get home. And while that worked, it's not a sustainable plan because that grass, you know, that dirt, with all of this snow melting, that's turning into mud and it's getting really soft. So I grabbed the bucket. Plowing works great when the snow is light enough and pliable enough to be plowed, but this stuff is so heavy and so wet, especially now that it's started melting. There's just not a lot of plowing this, especially, I say that and then plow right through it. That figures. But the V-plow was having a real hard time, especially back there where I just was with some of those super deep drifts, and I could not get through it. Scott, the neighbor, had to quit helping me, or was unable to keep working, because the loader brackets on his little Mahindra tractor started cracking and breaking. The actual mounts that hold the loader to the tractor started breaking. So if I can get one good pass through here and get the road dug out, I can probably come back with the plow and widen it. But the V-plow just did not. The snow is just too heavy and the drifts were just too much for it. Frankly, this would be a good application for like the Massey I had a couple years ago, 120 horse farm tractor with an 8-foot snowblower. This would be a good use for that, but I don't have that. I have this. And while the Massey was great at that one thing, this is incredibly good at many things. Which might seem counterintuitive, since all this can do is loader stuff. And the Massey's a farm tractor, which is undeniably more versatile. But this thing, man, I love this little loader. I am so glad I have this thing instead of a farm tractor or even a skid loader. Because a skid loader does not have the pushing power that this has, and it does not have the ground clearance that this has, and it does not have the reach that this has. You know, my front tires are a good 4 feet behind the back of the loader bucket, so I can reach further back to dump snow, and I can reach across trailers to load hay bales without having to drive around to both sides, and I can get out with the forks or the loader or whatever is on the front up in the air. You can do that with a skid loader, but then you got to crawl under it, and that is definitely not safe. And then if you're up against something, like I had a situation where I was trying to get something off a trailer with a skid steer with pallet forks, and I had to get out of the machine to slide whatever it was on the trailer onto the pallet forks, and that was a really sketchy situation. But with this, I have a side door. And unless you buy a Volvo or a JCB skid steer that have the one-arm deal, you're not getting a side door on a skid loader. I need to throw a tow strap in here. I'd like to get a Yankum rope in here, but I looked at them and those things are 300 bucks. They look like they're worth it from all the YouTube videos I've seen, but that's still, you know, $300 for a tow strap when I already own who knows how many chains and, you know, regular recovery strap type tow straps that do, I can't say they do the same thing because they don't have the kinetic energy and the stretch and all that, but they do accomplish the same end result, which is getting stuck things unstuck. Can I dump on the right? I mean, I know I can, but can I get... Don't flip the loader. Make a bad day much worse. Oh, I gotta be honest, I can't really say this is a bad day. We did get to go do what we needed to do. I think she might be stuck. Yep, I think she got stuck. Let's go. Did she get out? Hey, she got out. Good deal. And now I have a chain that I don't need. But she got out, so that's the important thing. So I'll go collect my chain out of the bucket. Yeah, she was stuck right there, but made it, so that's good. A lot of people have asked about putting a snowblower on the front of the case loader, and while it is possible, it's not something I plan to do. I can use any skid steer attachment on here, including a snowblower, because I do have the auxiliary hydraulics to run it, but I don't have the high flow auxiliary hydraulics. And the standard flow skid steer snowblowers I've been around are not as impressive as they could be. They work well, but the high flow versions are just way, way better. And they're fairly expensive for really a single use kind of attachment. A new snowblower that would work on this machine is between $5,000 and $8,000. And for that amount of money, I could go buy another old farm tractor like the Massey and probably get pretty close to buying a snowblower to go on that also, which is, I mean, it would be handy to have another machine around here, especially if it was pretty big like that in case, you know, I did get the loader stuck or needed to pull something out that was really large. I feel like if I were going to do anything like that, that's the route I'd go. I would simply add another used farm tractor with a PTO driven blower on the back, because those are a lot more energy efficient because they don't have the loss in the hydraulic system like the skid steer style blowers do. It's only a few more yards, probably like, I don't know, 40 or 50 yards. But man, it is slow going with a bucket 2 or 3 feet at a time. And this is what I would run into with the plow, is I could get, you know, I could get it pushed up in front of me about like that, and then that was it. A number of you guys were asking about who pays for this, does anybody reimburse this, why doesn't the county do this? And the answer to that is because all of this is basically a private road. To the county and the state, they see it no differently as one really long driveway that just happens to have several different houses on it. So the road maintenance, be it snow removal or grading or gravel or mowing or whatever else, all of that is left up to the residents that live on this road, the neighbors. Nobody pays us back for this. There's no billing the county or the state or anything like that. This is just the people that live out here doing what they need to do to be able to live out here. Fortunately, most of the neighbors have some type of equipment. There's a couple of people with skid loaders. There's a couple of people with small, utility style farm tractors. And everybody really chips in when they can. A few weeks ago, I was completely out of town, and the neighbors with the snow blowers and the neighbors with the little tractors kept the road open the whole time I was gone. And it was at least as bad as what you see here, if not a little bit worse. And man, that blower did a really good job. I am not trying to take away from skid steer snow blowers, because they can be incredibly useful and really good at what they're meant for. I just don't think putting one on this particular loader with the standard flow hydraulics is an ideal situation. If I were to buy any attachment just for snow removal, it would probably be a big snow bucket at this point, like an 8 or a 10-foot wide snow bucket, because I have plenty of lift capacity to fill this one with snow and move it over out of the way. The bucket can only hold so much.